In this problem, we want to determine the monthly payment for the installment loan, and we're given all the information about the loan, and we're also given a partial APR table. So there's two ways to calculate our monthly payment here, and one is to use the formula for a monthly payment. So here's my formula for a monthly payment. We take the amount financed, which is P, multiply it by the annual percentage rate, R, divided by N, which is the number of payments in 1 year. And then we divide that quantity by the denominator here, which is 1 minus, and then in parentheses, 1 plus, again, the rate divided by the number of payments in 1 year. And we raise that to the power of negative n times t, which just gives us the total number of payments. So when I put this into my calculator, I'm going to do 750, which is our amount financed, times the interest rate, 0.075, divided by 12. And then we're going to divide that by that whole denominator. Make sure that you put that denominator in parentheses to get the correct answer. So we have 1 minus, and then another parenthesis, 1 plus 0.075 divided by 12. And now we're going to raise that to the negative n times t power. So n times t, I'm going to go ahead and calculate that. That's 12 times 2. So I'm going to put this to the negative 24 power, and that makes it a little easier to type into the calculator. And then we can close that parenthesis. And when I do this, I get 33.749 something, and so that rounds to $33.75. So that's what we get with that method. Now I can also use the APR table. Notice that even though they provided the APR table, I didn't need to use it when I used that formula. So my alternative, I'm going to clear all of this, make some space, is to first calculate what the finance charge would be. So the finance charge is the amount of interest that you are going to pay during the life of this loan. Because this is a fixed installment loan and we know the number of payments that are going to be made, we can calculate the finance charge ahead of time, as opposed to a credit card where it depends on how quickly you pay it off as to how much interest you would pay. So our formula for the finance charge is the amount financed divided by 100, and then we multiply by the value from the APR table. So the amount financed is $750 divided by 100. And now I need to look up in the APR table what is the value we're going to use. So we're looking at 7.5%, and we know that there are 24 payments total, so that's right there. And when we see what's the value that corresponds to both of those, that is just 8. And when I multiply that out, I get $33.75 exactly. So you do get a slightly different answer when you're using the APR table because it is a rounded value that you're using there. So the first method is a little bit more accurate, but when we are doing these problems, you should come up with the same value rounded to the nearest penny. So that's how you do that problem.